Attention business leaders. Want to make informed decisions? Join the ranks of the best with Premium Business Day. Access in-depth analysis and expert opinions to stay ahead. Subscribe now at premium.businessday.ng and unlock premium content. Plus, you get 50% off your first subscription. Don't miss out. Make smarter choices and seize new opportunities. Sign up now and elevate your business game. Visit premium.businessday.ng today.
You're still watching the Business Morning Live, and you're just in time for our first conversation this morning. Artificial intelligence is changing how businesses operate, but there's another powerful technology working quietly in the background, and that's geospatial intelligence. By combining AI with state-like imagery and location data, businesses and governments are making smarter decisions, from improving agricultural yields and strengthening public health systems to optimizing logistics, managing disaster, and planning smarter cities. As Nigeria looks to harness technology for economic growth and sustainable development, how can geospatial intelligence unlock new opportunities for businesses, policymakers, and entrepreneurs? And joining us to discuss this is Dr. Ayodeji Kapo. He's an AI geospatial data analyst. Good morning, Dr. Deji. It's good to have you on the Business Morning Live. All right, let's go right into it. Many people are familiar with AI. Everywhere you go, it's AI, AI everywhere. But few people understand what geospatial intelligence means. So can you explain what it is and why it has become such an important tool for businesses today? Are you good? Can you hear me now? All right, so I was saying that, many people are familiar with AI. That's the basics of AI, those that use ChatGPT and Gemini and the likes. But fewer understand what the geospatial intelligence actually mean. Can you explain to us what it means and why it has become such an important tool for businesses today? Can you hear me, Dr. Kapo? I think we'll go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll still have Dr. Kapo with us. Do stay with us.
Attention business leaders. Want to make informed decisions? Join the ranks of the best with Premium Business Day. Access in-depth analysis and expert opinions to stay ahead. Subscribe now at premium.businessday.ng and unlock premium content. Plus, you get 50% off your first subscription. Don't miss out. Make smarter choices and seize new opportunities. Sign up now and elevate your business game. Visit premium.businessday.ng today.
A great admirer of the impeccable credibility, professionalism, and business savviness of BusinessDay. If you really mean business in Nigeria,
BusinessDay is West Africa's leading provider of business intelligence and information, delivering premium content across diversified media platforms, including online, mobile, and print. Since its inception in 2001 with a weekly newspaper production, BusinessDay has expanded its reach to provide exclusive content accessible through print, mobile, and online channels. At BusinessDay, our mission is clear: to be the foremost provider of business and financial content, empowering readers to make informed decisions in Nigeria, decoding market trends to dissecting economic.
Capo connected with us. Dr. Capo, thank you for staying with us this morning. Now, I was asking before we went on that break that many people are familiar with AI. That's the general AI, right? But fewer people
Yes.
understand what geospatial intelligence mean. So can you explain what it is and why it has become such an important tool for businesses today?
Well, geospatial intelligence is just locational intelligence, and it deals with just three aspects. That is the GIS itself, and that's the system that gathers all spatial data. What we mean by geospatial is simply anything that has space. So it's just space and technology. And you can agree with me that everything that we are here on Earth here is based on space. You're sitting in the TV station, I'm sitting in my location here. We all have a location on the Earth coordinate. So it's based on space. And the popular one which people know is the satellite technology. You have satellite in space, and this provides data for the GIS work. So you have things like satellites, you have things like drones, and then you have what you call the GPS. That is probably used in most of these logistics apps and even our Uber hiring services that gives us the location itself. So it gives us what we call the GIS coordinates, the X and Y coordinates. And the unique thing about the GIS, the spatial technology, is that everywhere is unique. Even if I'm standing together with you, my location and yours cannot be the same. So that's one unique thing about the GIS there. And in terms of the GIS, anything you need to do has to do with space, has to do with environment. Like you want to set up a business, like you want to set up a business, you need a location, you need customer base with it. And so with the geospatial information that tells you where your customers is, and integration of it with AI. AI is simply integration of data together. It's just mathematics. It uses what is past data and uses it to predict what the future data will be. So it can tell you the customer patterns, how customers patterns are changing, where is the best location to site your businesses, so that you can have a better, robust business and more profitable business that will satisfy your demand and also increase your profit margin.
Right. So, from your bio here, you've worked with organizations across the healthcare sector, agriculture, and sustainable development. So, which sector in Nigeria stands to benefit the most from AI-powered geospatial technology or spatial technology, and why?
Every sector in Nigeria actually benefits. When we talk about sustainable development, we are talking especially about food security, and that is agriculture, because we can't have sustainable development without being able to feed our teeming population. And so with integration of GIS, farmers can know the right place in which to site their crops. But because you agree with me that we're having challenges with climate change, they're about allowing them to distorting their normal local or traditional knowledges on how to plant their things. But with integration of GIS can let them know what is the best time to plant. It can even determine the crops, the moisture content, because you agree with me, crops needs water, certain level of moisture to work. It can even help them identify areas that are flood prone, so that they know what kind of crops to plant there. They don't go and plant a crop that will be destroyed with water, but rather they plant crops that are there. In terms of the business, the logistics business have already embraced it. The Uber hiring apps, the apps that we are all using, our ride sharing apps, have already embraced AIS and GIS, because it is through the Google map they use based on AIS that determines what best routes to go, how to avoid traffic, peak times, and so with this they're able to have a better efficiency. They're able to reduce their costs, because the time that I've spent wasting in traffic has been eliminated, and it also extends the wear and tear to the vehicle, reduces wear and tear to the vehicle, and increases their lifespan. And of course, for business, the fintechs have even embraced it much, and it has spilled over to the SMEs, because in traditional times, you agree with that the banks then will require a credit history for you. They want you to bring a collateral, but with all these fintechs, they're able to use the GIS, which is your location, to know where you most frequent. If the GIS locates, all the apps usually have a locational app, so they know where you most frequent. If you are probably working in a trader in a local market, they know where you most frequent with it, so they're able to access it. They have a database of all the system. The AI is able to analyze within a short time, your credit history, that is your transaction history, how much funds you have been able to transact, your turnover with. And with that, it can just generate a predictable amount that can give out to you. And that's what most of the loan apps are already using. Of course, the creative industries too have also used it. Even on the YouTube apps, you can see them using things like videos, AI generated videos to build traffic and generate residual incomes to themselves. So by and large, it is, and most especially even government too. Government has embraced it to an extent now. There's a government policy that's even trying to map out agricultural lands every 15 days. It's a pilot project. They are also using it for even electricity, but government has not fully adopted it yet because of some bureaucratic things. But with the more government adopting things like e-governance, the convergence of AI and geospatial technology will go a long way into bringing and delivering the dividend of democracy for the citizens.
All right. Businesses are constantly looking for ways to cut costs and also at the same time improve efficiency. So, how do you think location intelligence will help companies make better operational and also investment decisions?
Yes, artificial intelligence analyze large, massive amounts of data. It can help you analyze historical trends of inflation, can help you analyze customer spending patterns. It can even help you to put these all these information joined together. It can help you locate how best to serve your customers. Think of it as having an empty map of maybe Lagos State. Then you have the roads there. And then you now overlay the population density, you put the buildings there. All these informations can be integrated together to show you, and now bring things like spending patterns, mobile traffic that can be gotten from how the base stations are, mobile distribution. So with this now, you can even now look at the spending pattern. So you can help you look at where is the best place to actually site your product for customers that will be able to buy. Even if on your website, when you go to all these e-commerce, when you search for a particular item, the next search you are searching on Google item will automatically display to it. That's the power of AI because it sees that is what you want. And it's already building a trend what you purchase. So with businesses embracing this, can help them target their customers with specific products. It can even help companies also reduce their inventories. In time past, they just put inventories based on maybe population and whatever. But now with AI, they can also integrate other things, not only population, they can also look at the distribution, they can also look at the spending pattern, they can also look at mobile location distributions. So with all these, they're able to allocate that, okay, this particular place will probably require this amount of inventory instead of the higher amount of inventory. So that way they reduce the inventory cost and distribution. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, the logistics companies are already using it, and that's why they have a particular time where they deliver your goods, you buy on e-commerce, because it's a time that is well suited for them, less traffic, and they're able to save costs. And the consumer is satisfied and everybody is happy.
All right, let's look at one of the biggest concerns of AI, which is data quality. How important is accurate geospatial data, and what gaps does Nigeria need to address to be able to fully leverage this type of technology?
Yes, the geospatial data, the technology has actually advanced now, and Nigeria needs to embrace it. Yeah, because while we have infrastructure gaps, but infrastructure gaps cannot be limiting to development. Human beings must always develop. Just as we leapfrog from waiting to give every community landlines and we leapfrog to mobile technology, similar thing too can be replicated in the AI and geospatial technology. And right now, technology is getting more simpler than with a little as a mobile phone, you can actually access these things. Now we're having AIs that are predictive AIs that are built on small algorithms that you can just work on them on your phone. Some are even able to work offline for particular periods, and when they receive a network data, you can carry out more analysis too. So the gap is there, but the literacy challenge we're having now is the weak literacy. That's where we need sensitization. That's why programs like this are very good for us to educate the public on how they can best utilize this data. Most of these data are actually available. Most of them are actually even freely available. As simple as your Google Earth, your Google map that you use to locate your locations where you want to go or design your traffic routes. All these data are also available.
Mm. All right, let's quickly wrap it up, Dr. Kapo, because we're pressed with time. So looking ahead, yeah, what emerging trends in AI and the geospatial intelligence should businesses, investors, and also policymakers be preparing for over the next, let's say, 5 to 10 years? And what must Nigeria do to remain competitive?
Yes, Nigeria has a lot to do. And thank God we have a teeming young population who will be an asset to us if we embrace the AI technology by giving them capacity building to be able to utilize this. And there are so many opportunities embedded with this AI technology. But the technology is advancing at a very high rate. In fact, what you have today, tomorrow, another thing is coming up. But we'll still government has to key into it. Sensitization, like I said, the weak literacy, digital literacy. There has to be sensitizations by government agencies such as the National Orientation Agency, Ministry of Information, platforms like this, the social media will embrace into it and development opportunities. Youth key into how to utilize this information data. Already they are using it on the YouTube and some other social medias, but we can exploit more. And for government to actually have collated, digitize their analog data so that this data become available. At least data that are not sensitive data can be made freely available so that our young youths can build apps that will incorporate this geospatial data and will localize our own technology and other apps here that will serve our particular needs, our business needs, our commercial needs, even our agricultural needs. So the way forward is embracing of AI and geospatial technology with all stakeholders embedded into it, involved into it, constant engagement with everybody. And at the end of the day, we all have a robust and sustainable development for the nation.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kapo. It was really very
Thank
insightful
you.
with you this morning. All right, the conversation continues after this break. Don't go anywhere. Just stay with us.